This is the Senior Safety Advice Podcast, your daily moment of calm, guidance, and encouragement as we navigate aging, caregiving, and living well together. Now, let's get on with today's episode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Senior Safety Advice Daily Podcast, your daily moment of calm, guidance, and encouragement as we navigate aging, caregiving, and basically living well together. Let's get into today's topic, which is how connection boosts brain health. You know, it's easy to think of brain health as something that we protect with crossword puzzles, vitamins, or good sleep. And yeah, all of those help. But one of the most powerful protectors of your brain isn't found in a pill bottle or a puzzle book. It's found in people. Human connection is what I'm talking about. Real, genuine, heart-to-heart connection. That keeps our minds alive. It sharpens memory, it supports emotional stability, and it even reduces the risk of dementia. And yet, it's one of the first things to fade when we get older. It's easy to do. Maybe a friend moved away, maybe your spouse passed, maybe driving at night feels unsafe or technology feels too complicated. Suddenly, the social world shrinks and the brain has fewer chances to light up. When I worked as an occupational therapist, I saw this often. One man I worked with, I can't remember his name, so I'm going to call him Sam. He had been a teacher his whole life. After retiring, he stayed active at first, but when his wife passed away, his world grew quiet. His daughter brought him in for therapy because his memory seemed to be slipping. During our sessions, I noticed something. When Sam talked about his wife or his teaching career, his eyes brightened. He remembered every detail, the way a student once surprised him with an apple, the sound of his wife's laughter. Those conversations really brought him to life. So I asked his daughter to bring in old photos and letters and to invite a neighbor to stop by sometimes. A few weeks later, she told me moments with people are what he remembers most now. That simple act, reawakening connection, that social connection, made a difference that you could really feel. That experience taught me something profound. The brain isn't just an organ, it's a social organ. It thrives on contact, conversation, and care. So let's talk about what's happening inside the brain. When we connect with others, the brain releases oxytocin. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's the bonding hormone. It lowers stress and inflammation, both of which can damage brain cells over time. At the same time, connection boosts dopamine and serotonin. Those are chemicals that regulate mood, motivation, and focus. Now, this combination supports memory and learning by creating new neural pathways. In fact, in a study from Harvard in 2023, they did a study called Ongoing Study of Adult Development, found that strong social ties are one of the biggest predictors of long-term brain health, even more than exercise or diet. So yes, friendships and meaningful conversations are not just good for your heart, they're good for your mind too. Now, let's look at the flip side. When isolation takes over, and for many older adults it does, the brain can start to shrink in both size and function. Loneliness triggers chronic stress, which releases excess cortisol. Too much cortisol damages neurons in the hippocampus. That's a part of the brain that's responsible for memory. That's one reason older adults who feel lonely have a 50% higher risk of developing dementia. That's according to research from the National Institute on Aging. But there's good news here. This process isn't permanent. When people reconnect, when they laugh, talk, or even share a meal, the brain begins to heal and rewire itself. It's never too late to benefit from connection. Now, you might be thinking, well, that sounds nice, but how do I actually do that? I don't have a big social circle anymore. I get it. Life changes. Friends move, mobility declines, routines shift. And as my mom-in-law, who lived to 102, said, the worst part about growing older was that everyone she knew had passed away. But meaningful connection doesn't have to be complicated or social in the party sense. It can be small moments of belonging. So here are some simple, doable ideas that you can begin implementing today. 1. Start with one call a day. Reach out to a friend, a neighbor, even a relative you haven't talked to in a while. You don't need a long conversation. Even 10 minutes of warm talk can light up the brain. Join a group that matches your interests. It could be walking, quilting circle, a volunteer shift at the library, anything at all. Shared purpose creates instant connection. Use technology as a bridge. I know technology can feel intimidating, and it is, but once you get the hang of video calls, it opens a whole new world. Ask a younger family member to help you set it up. Seeing a familiar face, even through a screen, still triggers that same oxytocin release. I hope I'm saying that right. Talk with people in daily life. Say hello to the cashier. Compliment your neighbor's garden. Every interaction counts. Small social moments can accumulate into a real sense of community. And number 5, reconnect through memories. Look through photo albums, listen to favorite music, or write letters to old friends. These activities spark emotional memory, which keeps the brain's wiring strong. And if you're a caregiver listening to this podcast, help your loved one find these small connections too. Invite visitors, plan brief social moments, or help them join a senior center program. It's not just nice, it's actually neurological care. Now, not all connections look the same. Some people are surrounded by others but still feel lonely. That's because true connection isn't about how many people you talk to, it's about how seen and heard you feel. Emotional connection, where you can share, laugh, or simply sit in understanding, is what nourishes the brain the most. So, if you have just one person who truly listens to you, cherish that. And if you're that listener for someone else, know that you're giving them more kindness. You're literally strengthening their brain. But I do encourage you to find people around you who are truly listening to you and engaging with you, not just talking. We all know there's a lot of people who talk but never really say anything. So before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a simple challenge. Each day this week, choose one small act of connection. It could be writing a short note to a friend. It could be sharing a memory with your spouse or a friend or a neighbor. It could be smiling at someone during your walk. It could be calling a family member, even for a minute. At the end of the week, notice how you feel, mentally, emotionally, even physically. Chances are your energy will feel lighter and your thoughts a little clearer. That's connection at work. Thank you. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who could use a gentle reminder that they're not alone. You can find more tips, guides, and free resources at seniorsafetyadvice.com. And come back tomorrow for another daily moment of calm, guidance, and encouragement here on the Senior Safety Advice Podcast. Until next time, take care of yourself and the ones you love.
This podcast is part of our mission to help older adults live safely and independently. If you'd like to take the next step, visit aginginplacedirectory.com, where you'll find specialists, helpful resources, and inspiration to make every home your place to thrive.